In this video, we're going to create some UI. UI, or user interface, is to create main menus, buttons the player can interact with, or text to explain the game's rules or display credits. UI is also, in many cases, a key part of the actual gameplay. Health bars, inventories, maps, mini-maps, resources, dialog boxes, all this awesome stuff is UI. And so our goal in today's video is to use Unity's UI tools to create some cool health containers. So I've gone ahead and created in Photoshop two health containers, one golden, the other black. So when the player takes damage, the golden hearts will turn black to clearly communicate to the player that fact. With that said, I'll make sure to disable the background layer so the background is transparent. And then I'll export these two hearts inside of my Unity project. Here I'll set the sprite mode from single to multiple and slice out these two hearts inside of the sprite editor. Now I would like these heart containers to be placed in the top left corner of my screen. To do so, I'm going to have to create a new UI canvas. The canvas will hold all UI elements in our scene. You'll notice that an event system has also popped up inside of the hierarchy. Just leave it there. You need it to create interactable UI, like buttons you can click on, for example. Okay, selecting my canvas, I'm going to take a look at this canvas scaler component. I'll change the scale mode to scale with screen size and type out for the reference resolution the same dimensions as shown up here. So in my case, that's 1600 pixels wide and 900 long. This will make sure that our UI will scale properly on different screen sizes. For example, the heart containers will always be nicely placed on the top left corner of the screen and occupy the same amount of space on that screen whether the player is playing on a large Windows PC or a small MacBook Pro. With that done, I'll create a UI image. You'll see that the UI image is immediately parented to the canvas, which is what we want. If it wasn't parented to the canvas, it would disappear. For now, the image is an ugly white square. I'll change that by drag and dropping my golden heart container inside of that sprite empty slot. Your image may be a bit squashed or stretched, so don't hesitate hitting T on your keyboard or selecting the Rect Transform tool up here to scale it until it looks just right. Now it's time to place it on the top left corner of the screen. You could simply move it manually to the top left corner of the screen. However, doing so will get the UI out of place with other screen resolutions, as you can see here. So instead, we're going to use this anchor preset box. I'll left click on it and then, holding down Shift and Alt on my keyboard, I can left click on one of these 9 boxes to place my UI image wherever I want. Clicking here, for example, will get my heart container at the top right corner of the screen. This box here will place it at the bottom center of the screen and so on. I'll choose the top left corner box. You'll now see that the heart container will always be at the top left corner of the screen, no matter the screen size. It's a bit squashed though. It's a good idea to leave some space between the heart UI and the edges of the screen. You can do so manually or tweak its position slightly by typing out some values up here. I'll now duplicate that heart container a few times and move each one a bit to the left. The amount of hearts the player begins with is completely up to you and how difficult you want your game to be. All you'll now need to do with Liam in the next video is replace the golden hearts with the black hearts when the player takes damage. You'll also be making a health pickup which will heal the player, and so replace the black hearts, if any, with golden hearts. So I hope you're able to easily follow along and now have a couple heart containers in your scene. We'll be making a lot more UI later on in this course, especially when we create the game's various menus with all its buttons and text. We'll also be using UI to create scene transitions. But for now, good job. I'll now leave you with Liam to do some more programming. And I'll see you in section 4 where we will design all the spawner's waves and create a monstrous boss. Cheers guys!